Here's the 21st century version of my civility letters that I've been sending out now for about 5 years. And I'll begin with telling you about an elderly man of 96 who died. When his family came home and found him, they also found a handwritten note on the nightstand next to his bed, which read, and I quote, "I told you idiots that I was sick." Indeed, those are the words on his tombstone. We've been hearing for a couple of decades now that Washington is broke, that our system is sick, and that our great nation may in fact be showing the telltale signs of decline. When I was a seminary student, I was required to read large chunks of Edward Gibbon's The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. Boring. That traditionally well-read book is something that I would advise all of you to stay away from. But 470 AD is generally the date that we find from historians as the beginning of the decline. But in fact, that like the elderly man I spoke about in my opening, most of my colleagues will not agree with what I'm about to say, but I am ready to say we are sick. But consider only 3 of the causes for Rome's collapse: political instability brought about by corruption and infighting, overexpansion of the military, and economic disparity. Now, I am irreversibly convinced that no nation can overpower the United States of America. However, I agree with Winston Churchill, who said, "When there is no enemy within, the enemies without cannot hurt you." The attempt by some members to activate a higher level of civility is sometimes ignored and thrown out the window of insignificance. But the solution to this problem in Congress requires member metamorphosis. May we never see the words of our nation on the headstone of history, reading, "I told you I was sick." This is Emanuel Cleaver. I'll speak to you again next week.